Congratulations! You got into college. Your parents are proud. Your future is bright. And someone just handed you a form that will follow you for the next 20 years. That form is your student loan application, and nobody explained what you were actually signing. Today, Max is going to break down everything about student loans that your financial aid office forgot to mention, which was basically everything. Let us start with the basics. A student loan is money you borrow to pay for college. Simple enough. There are two types: federal loans from the government and private loans from banks. Federal loans are generally better, lower interest rates, more repayment options, and the government cannot exactly disappear overnight. Private loans come from banks, higher interest rates, fewer protections, and they will absolutely call your parents if you miss a payment. Now, here is the part nobody explains at orientation: interest. Interest is the extra money you pay on top of what you borrowed. Think of it as the price of borrowing money. The average federal student loan interest rate is around 6 to 7%. Sounds small, but here's what that actually means. If you borrow $30,000 at 6% interest over 10 years, you will pay back almost $40,000 total. You paid $10,000 for the privilege of borrowing money. And that is if you start paying immediately after graduation, which most people cannot afford to do. Here is something called interest capitalization that your financial aid office definitely did not mention. While you are in school, your loan is accruing interest every single month, even though you are not paying yet. When you graduate, that unpaid interest gets added to your loan balance. Now you are paying interest on your interest. They call this capitalization. Max calls it a trap. Both are technically correct. Now, let us talk about repayment, because this is where most people get completely lost. The standard repayment plan gives you 10 years to pay back your loan with fixed monthly payments. This is the fastest and cheapest option overall. Income-driven repayment plans cap your monthly payments at a percentage of your income, usually 10%, and forgive whatever is left after 20 to 25 years. Sounds great, right? Pay less each month. Get forgiveness at the end. Here is the catch. Because, of course, there is a catch. Because you are paying less each month, you are also paying more in interest over the life of the loan. You could end up paying back significantly more than you borrowed, even with forgiveness at the end. And the forgiven amount? The IRS currently considers that taxable income, so the government forgives your loan, then sends you a tax bill for it. Nobody told me that part either, but it gets better. Public service loan forgiveness. If you work for a government or nonprofit organization for 10 years and make 120 qualifying payments, your remaining balance is forgiven tax-free. Sounds amazing. The approval rate for this program has historically been under 2%. 2%. Max applied. Max was not in the 2%. This is fine. So, what should you actually do if you have student loans? Here's the plain English version. Number 1. Know exactly what you owe. Log into studentaid.gov and see every federal loan you have, the interest rate, and the servicer. Number 2. Pay more than the minimum whenever you can. Every extra dollar goes straight to the principal and saves you money in interest. Number 3. Look into income-driven repayment if your payments are not manageable. But run the math first. Know the total cost before you choose the lower payment. Number 4. If you work in public service, look into public service loan forgiveness from day one. Keep every single document. Follow every single rule. Do not assume anything. Number 5. Refinancing can lower your interest rate. But if you refinance federal loans into private loans, you permanently lose all federal protections. Nobody told me that was a one-way door. The student loan system is genuinely complicated, not by accident, by design. A confused borrower is a profitable borrower. Nobody sat Max down at 18 and explained any of this. Nobody told him what interest capitalization meant. Nobody explained the difference between federal and private. Nobody warned him about the one-way door. But now you know, and knowing is the only way to make better decisions than Max did. Subscribe to Nobody Told Me, because the financial system is complicated on purpose, and someone has to explain it in stick figures.